Hello, welcome and swagatam and vanakkam. It's amazing to be here and to celebrate the spirit of so many souls and so many writers. For me, the pandemic has been intensely personal, full of personal losses. And I think one thing that I found really wonderful during this time is how people have reached out to each other and the connections that they've sustained, and how warmly I think we have found and made a community. So part of what I'm reading is from the book Second Memory, which came out earlier this year, and I wrote that with Alicia Pir Mohammed. And this book was kind of written, we were talking about our ancestors and about our ancestral histories, but I feel like it really reinforces those moments and those kinds of feelings that I've been having during the pandemic. And I will then follow that up with a short poem from Faiz Ahmed Faiz to get started. From Second Memory. I love metaphor for its absence, presence. I love metaphor for its carcass, marked by love and love's descendant, the latter of which must sustain the 40-day journey. Two alike, they are the source of ritual, of concurrence. All of it seeped in, all of that lime green. All of it seeped out, too, right into the basin of the Atlantic Ocean, like memories I no longer wanted. She is still here, and I am still awake. Perhaps she is always here, this ghost that crosses back and forth, heels wet with geography. Each imprint is another gap, the inquiry of a poem, an unknowable distance that pools with water in all its various states. Jane Wong calls this a poetics of haunting. Or else, it must be a kind of shadow, a remnant so strong even light cannot escape its pull. I stop myself here. I will not invoke a ghost, an outpouring of trauma. I try to forget the face like mine, the shallows of an identical birthmark. Notice how often I pull at this thread in a slow attempt to unravel history. Relentless, they arrive, one after another, all of these repetitions. If I could walk through time, I would visit the other rains that touched my other bodies. I would treat my other bodies with more kindness. The second leaky distinction, writes Donna Haraway, is between animal, human, organism, and machine. I am on a footpath toward another story. Nomenclature falls through this remembered body, this inherited skin. I turn away from the silhouette of universality, the subliminality of a shared name. We tend to follow lineage by following the eyes. I walk beyond the garden of first woman and encounter my own childhood. When I surface again, I'm further away from the beginning, a stretched and contracted echo. There are other ways to unfurl. They do not all require an intimacy of pain. Sandeep Verma writes, I clear a path to retrace my steps. I retrace it to the beginning and stop again at the moment where I was asked for an outpouring of trauma. Soft blue like a gentle, still heart. Stillness, a boundary line eroding from where I stand. The night is terrible as obsidian. I toss and turn. Euripides Hekiva says, I died long ago. Nothing can touch me now. She says the same words to me. Somewhere, our ancestors' spirits cross paths, their feet walking fault lines over my back in the night. They walk towards each other, over each other. They disappear into each other. Their faces surface in the waves of my dreams. My limbs feel heavy soaking in these memories, the hot bath of my dreams. I slip into sleep as my limbs grow wrinkled, gray, and transform into the heavy, beautiful leather of elephant hide. The waters stir. I move as Martangi rises from the waters, her green skin turning the waters green, Kadamba flowers pooling at my feet. She moves with unrestrained joy. As Ramayya writes, she reels through the jungle, singing loudly, doing as she pleases. Her skin of jungle casts green shadows on the ceiling, drives Lorca mad to sing about green moons. A parrot flies into the dark room, ushered in by wind currents, a ghost with all the right words at its beak. Forests grow silent, waiting for Martangi's presence again. I go to the riverbank, awaiting the haunting. My words, her summons. My ancestors washed in dark green. My ancestors as elephants emerging from forests. And now I'm just going to read quickly a poem from Faiz Ahmed Faiz, just 2 excerpts from it. And this is going to be in Urdu. I won't be providing a translation here, but I will link it later on to my Twitter if anybody would like to read that. बोल के लब आजाद हैं तेरे, बोल ज़बां अब तक तेरी है, तेरा सुतवां जिस्म है तेरा, बोल की जान अब तक तेरी है, बोल ये थोड़ा वक्त बहुत है, जिस्म ज़बां के मौत से पहले, बोल कि सच जिंदा है अब तक, बोल जो कुछ कहना है कह ले. Thank you, and I hope that you all managed to find some solace in these readings.